if you have doubts, you don't even have that much feeling toward to the other person, honestly, you're not going to last. Cute doggy. Hi guys, my name is Liana and welcome to my channel. So today we have a special guest and it's Rosa. So today I want to talk with you guys about if long distance relationship works. First, I'm going to share some experience with you guys, and after that I will tell you my opinion. So the first time that I experienced my long distance relationship was with my first boyfriend. He moved away when I was in high school. We were dating with each other about like a year or so, and then he just moved away because of his family has work back in his country and he was no longer able to stay there anymore. At first the relationship was okay, and then after a few months the relationship went kind of downhill because we stopped trusting each other and we start getting very jealous with each other. Therefore there was a lot of fight and drama and everything, just like all the high school couple that you see that always have dramas. And that was pretty much me back in high school. Technically I was in middle school then and he was in high school. We are in the same school. My school was not that many, did not have that many people. We have about like 200 student max because it was a private school. So whenever something happened, everybody knows. And then the relationship got worse because of one of that factor, because so many people tried to get involved in the relationship, and there was a lot of guys say that, why are you with him, this and that. And then there's a lot of girls told my ex-boyfriend, why are you with him, this and that. So it kind of went downhill before we did the long distance relationship. I just want to tell you guys the background story so you guys understand more what I'm gonna say next. After he moved away, we talk a lot at first. We always video call each other, we always text each other, but after like a few weeks I kind of stopped texting him. One of the reasons because I just got bored of the relationship and it was not going anywhere and we did not improve each other at all. So during that time I kind of fell in love with another guy. So keep this in mind. I know a lot of people out there that tend to fall with a different person while they're in a long distance relationship, and to me, if it's wrong or not, it depends on how you judge it, and it depends on how you judge the situation. Sometimes people don't agree with it, sometimes people agree with it. In this case, I would say that it was my fault for doing that, and I was the one who messed up the relationship at the end because I fell in love with another person. After I knew the other person how he felt, I end my first relationship with my boyfriend, and then I started dating with the other guy. So during that time it was hard for me to break up with him because obviously I just got bored and I just stopped caring about him. From what he said, he still cared about me a lot and he still wanted to be with me, but I didn't really care that much. So it was just a very short long distance relationship for like a month. From that relationship that I learned is that if you don't really care about each other since the beginning, and if you didn't really care about the relationship and improving it, I think it's just not worth it to even keep it, even if you go into a long distance relationship. From what I learned from many relationships, the long distance relationship is the #1 test to test how strong your relationship is, and had to see how strong you can hold up until you guys see each other again. My second experience with the long distance relationship was that I was with a guy, and in a summer I went to study abroad for like 3 months. And during that trip, I met a guy. And we didn't really talk much until around the end of my trip. And then we started dating right away. So we barely knew each other. We barely even knew each other's birthday. And we barely even knew if like we had a sister or not. It was kind of like new for me because I was kind of jumping in a relationship so fast because I wanted to get over my second boyfriend because how hard it was for me to get over him. So I just kind of want to jump into a different relationship right away, which is, in my opinion, it was kind of unhealthy for me. I didn't give myself time enough to recover before I jumped right into another relationship. I think it was just a very unhealthy thing that I did that. So back to the story that I did a long distance relationship with my third boyfriend was that he lived in a completely different country. So the only time that we can talk was like video call, and also it was really strict thing. And it was really hard for me to talk to him because of his parents. His parents were so strict and they didn't allow him to have a girlfriend. So he kind of hid his relationship from them. In the end, 3 months passed by. It didn't work out very well because in the end I found out he liked somebody else. He liked one of my friends, and he just didn't want to tell me that because he was scared that he was gonna upset me, but he still cared about my friend a lot. So we broke it up. I respect his decision. I was just kind of mad that you could have just told me in the first place. So I think from that relationship I learned that you should get to know a person first before you get into the relationship with them, and kind of be friend with them and get to know them. Just know how they act, what kind of personality they have, and what kind of feeling they have toward you. And that's what I learned from that relationship. My third relationship, long distance relationship experience was the last relationship because I got married to the man that I had a really long relationship with. Let me sum up the story so you guys can understand what's going on. At first, I dated my husband now, my boyfriend then. After a few months of being roommate with him, I asked him to be my roommate. We moved in. At first, it was just a fun thing to do with each other, and we kind of hook up and get to know, and then we became friends, and then we decided to be in a relationship with each other. After that, after 6 months or so of in a relationship, we were completely in love with each other. We were head over heels with each other, and I honestly felt different. This relationship was so different to me. I have never felt anything like this with anybody else before because my husband now, my boyfriend back then, was so much more mature than a lot of guys I have dated, and he was much more straightforward with his feelings, and he never really lied about his feelings. So being in a relationship with him was very easy and comfortable and trusting. After 6 months, he decided to propose to me, which was really fast. He proposed to me. He bought me a ring. The funny story is I found the ring accidentally because my sister was getting married also. She invited us back to Vietnam to celebrate with her. I didn't really tell my family that because I just don't know how they feel about him yet. I guess I was just afraid of them judging me and him and not liking him. I just kind of hid that fact from them. When we were packing to the trip, I found a ring box in the suitcase because I was the one who packed everything, and I was looking for something, and then I just opened it and I found the ring box, and yeah. So he, on the way there, I just kind of bugged him about what's kind of are you gonna propose or something? I didn't really ask that, but I hinted at him. So he decided to propose to me on the plane while we were traveling. When he proposed to me like that, I was really happy. And when I go back to Vietnam, everything just kind of turned upside down because my mom, my family, they were just very messed up, and I found out that they did not like my my husband at all, and they pretty much end up hated him, my mom especially, and she made up this story that he was such a bad guy, he doesn't deserve me, and this and that. Imagine if you're a foreigner in a country you don't know anything, you don't even know the language, and you feel really lonely, and especially you can feel like there's people around you that don't even like you. Like, how would you feel about that? Pretty much that's how my husband felt. He was so upset and lonely, but he just kind of put it aside because he knows that I care about them, cared past tense about them. So he didn't really want to say anything, which I appreciated a lot that he did that. So that showed that even more that he cared about me. But all my mom did is say that he's a bad guy, he's doing that, he's not good for you, even though he always smiling, saying hello in Vietnamese, and always try to learn more words to try to communicate with my family, even though my family didn't even try to learn like English to say anything back to him. But he tried his best, and he tried to make them like happy and accept him, but no matter what he did, they just hated him. During that time I was still in school, so after that after the wedding I decided to go back to the US and then continue my schooling. And so that's why I have to renew my visa. When I renewed my visa, my passport was supposed to come before a week before I left. Somehow it got lost. I thought it got lost. I found out that my mom hid the passport from me because she did not want me to go back to America. At that point, she has no idea that he even proposed or anything like that. Honestly, it was just a hurtful thing. Like, I felt so betrayed from my family, and I felt so hurt of what they did. I found out from my driver. He asked me did I get my passport because my sister got it for me. When I heard that, I just started like falling apart. I could not believe my family did that, even though I suspected, like my husband suspected based on how they acted toward him in the relationship. I just did not believe him. And afterward, I was just devastated, and I confronted them that how could you even do it to me? And all they say was that we worried about you, so we did it. I was just so upset. Like, I don't even know how to describe that feeling. It worse than like a knife stab in your like back. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there's like a breakup symptom that when you have a heartbreak, your heart actually hurts. So that's what actually happened to me. It hurt so bad of what they did. I went through like this period of time that I had a lot of chest pain. So that was my family, and after that I had to so I did something, and then I finally tricked my mom into letting me go back to America. And after tricking her for me to go back to America, right when we got off, I just left her. I didn't leave her at the airport, I leave her at her friend's house. I didn't want to talk to her ever again. That's what I decided. She said a lot of stuff that I couldn't even believe a mother could say to me. During that period of time, it was a month before I got back to America. My husband and I always call each other. We always text each other. We even fall asleep with each other. It's just that I felt like with the last 2 long distance relationships, I always have doubt that I'm not gonna make it. But with this relationship, I felt like I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it no matter what. I think that's what happened because of how strong I feel about him and how strong the will that I wanted to go back there, like just to be with him. I think that's happened. I had to even hide it talking to him from my family. And one of the only time that I can go back to America was I had to break up with him. I could not be with him. If I was with him, I would not be able to go back to America at all. And that one of the lies that I told my mom was that we broke up and it was just horrible, and I just have to act it out, and that's what I did. So whenever he called me, I always have to hang up so fast, pretend like nothing happened, pretend that I was hurt. It was kind of hard for me to pretend to be like that because I'm a very emotional person. So if I go through a breakup, I cried a lot. I did cry a lot, but we did not to pretend to her, but I cried because I missed him. However, she thought that I cried because I miss him and because I broke up with him. One of the trick was that was one of the term that I got back to America. So right when I got back to America, I decided not to talk to her again. So she decided to cut everything off, which is my plan going back to America to continue my study was off the table, because she cut out my financial and everything. And then I tried to find a way to pay it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't pay for it. So yeah. However, way after that, we finally together again. I was so happy like to get back and to be able with him. After a while, I realized that this relationship had meant to me more than any other relationship. And one of the reasons because my husband have always helped me in like my worst situation. On my relationship, they didn't really help me. They just say that they're gonna be there with me. They'd be there for me, but they never did. But with him, he made sure that he's always there for me. He made sure that he keeps his word, and I believe he always will. From this like long distance relationship, that I learned that if you have a strong will, if you believe in each other enough, you will last. No matter how hard it is, no matter what situation you're in, you will get over it. So to answer your question, if a long distance relationship lasts or not, honestly, it is up to you. It is up to you to decide that, because if you love each other enough, you will get through it. You get through anything. But if you have doubts, you don't even have that much feeling toward to the other person, honestly, you're not going to last, because you're kind of deciding in your head that this relationship is gonna end when you have doubt with that person. But that's my answer, and I hope all of this me telling all of the experience to you guys will help you guys. And let me know if you guys have any crazy story down in the comment below. And if you like me, please click like. And if you like my content and topic, please click subscribe. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.